Welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Best Damn Bookkeeping.
I would say like hunting is a great, I wouldn't say vacation, but like it's a great vacation or hobby for entrepreneurs because most entrepreneurs can't just sit still. Like we can't sit on the beach. We can't just like, oh, I'm going to sit there and do nothing. Cause all we do is think about business. Right. And so like, with hunting, you go on a moose hunt and like all of a sudden you're like, you got things to do, right? There's like things to accomplish. You have a mission. Like you're like, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Even like logistics and planning and all that stuff. Like to me, it's like, yeah, it's such a good, I would say escape more than a vacation, but it's like, yeah, like, check out, I got to go do this other mission for a little bit. And it's very like mission driven to me. It's like, I got things to do, I was in Arizona for 16 days and well, actually more than that. That's how many days I hunted. Like I just feel like there's so much to do, so much to check, so much to like, and it's like, ironically didn't have time to like think about business and doing all that stuff. I was like pretty busy.
I think that's the beauty of it too, though, is because I'll do a Boundary Waters trip usually every year. And this last year, Cole Sycophus came out there with me and he and I were talking about this, where it's like, if I just was on a vacation, it would be impossible for me not to crack open my phone or computer. And frankly, like I shouldn't say impossible. I could probably keep it away, but I wouldn't enjoy it because I'd be thinking about that. And so it would take the joy out because I need to be engaged in something. I don't need an itinerary, right? Like I kind of don't want an itinerary. I'm going to come up with a plan. Like I don't need somebody to tell me what the plan is. I'll come up with one. But when you're out hunting or fishing, there's always something to be engaged with mentally or physically. And so, like you said, it's not necessarily a vacation, but it's an escape because you don't have the physical or mental capacity to worry about work. You're busy. You got stuff to do. Like you got stuff to do to not get hurt, to be able to like achieve a thing to get to this side of the mountain or this side of the lake or whatever it is. You get done with the trip and you're like, wonder how work is going anyway. Like wonder what we're doing the whole time. Like, I haven't had time to think about it for a week or 16 days or whatever you had.
Dude, the thing I talk a lot about with entrepreneurs is like, to me, hunting has kind of always been this litmus test of like, is my business set up and running well? Are the systems in place for me to escape? Because as many entrepreneurs as I do that just fall into this trap of being like the head of everything. And they put themselves in the way. They're their own bottleneck. And so for me, it's like years and years and years ago, it's like 4-hour work week days. I was like, yeah, I'm going to leave September 1 and I'm going to hunt all of September. And for me, that's always been a good litmus test of like how well my businesses are doing. Now there's years that are better than some years I do it well, some years I don't. There's always different problems or whatever, but like to me, it's kind of been, it's the reverse. Like people try to find time off to go hunting. For me, like it's a priority and I have to build the business so that it can happen. So like I work backwards from like the rule is I leave September 1 and I come back September 30th. How do I make that happen? And then it's like, okay, a lot of business decisions get made with that number one priority in mind. So for me, it's always like, okay, how do I build this business, or how do I take on projects or not take on projects based on that? Like, oh, I have to leave, and so like, to me, it's like, the priority, and I set everything around that. So for me, it's like, I've always said it's like a good litmus test of like, can I leave?
Heck yeah. Hey, home service heroes. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our home service happy hour content today. I sure hope you learned a little something, and I sure as heck hope that it was entertaining. If you did find it fun and entertaining, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more cool, fun, entertaining business content. And speaking of which, stay tuned. There's a little more here and a little more right here. Check it out.